What if the secret to a truly successful life isn't about finding shortcuts, manifesting abundance, or even following your passion blindly, but about embracing the long, often difficult path of deep work on yourself? Welcome back to Take and Grow, your daily source for self-improvement, motivation, and unlocking your full potential.
Isabel, that's a challenging start. We live in a world obsessed with quick fixes, overnight success, and hacking our way to the top. The idea of a long, difficult path, inspired by someone like Robert Greene, known for his deep strategic thinking, feels almost countercultural.
It absolutely is countercultural, Noah, and that's precisely why it's so valuable. Robert Greene's work consistently emphasizes that sustainable success, the kind that leads to mastery and deep fulfillment, rarely comes from quick wins. It comes from understanding the fundamental laws of human nature, power, and skill acquisition, and applying them with patience and strategy. The ultimate foundation? That deep, often uncomfortable work on yourself.
So, where does Greene suggest we even begin this work on ourselves? It sounds daunting.
He often starts with something deeply personal, reconnecting with your unique inclinations, your life's task. This isn't just about passion, it's about looking back, often to childhood, to identify those subjects or activities that sparked an intense, almost primal curiosity within you, before societal expectations or parental pressures told you what you should be interested in.
So, finding that original spark, I remember loving taking things apart as a kid, figuring out how they worked, but I never thought of that as a calling. I was pushed towards more sensible careers.
That's a classic example. Greene argues that this initial inclination is a powerful signal pointing towards your unique potential. Ignoring it or suppressing it leads to a life of quiet frustration, mediocrity, or feeling like an imposter, even if you achieve conventional success. The first step in working on yourself is this deep self-excavation. What truly captivated you? What felt like play, even when it was challenging?
Okay, that requires some serious self-reflection. But once you have an inkling of this life task, what's next? You can't just jump into being a master.
Absolutely not. And this leads to Greene's next crucial and often patience-testing principle, the apprenticeship phase. This is where the real work on yourself intensifies. You don't aim for glory, you aim for learning. You submit yourself to a period of deep immersion, observation, and skill acquisition, often under a mentor or through rigorous practice.
The apprenticeship? That sounds slow. Our culture wants results now. We want to be the boss on day one, the expert after reading one book.
And that impatience, Greene would argue, is a primary reason for failure. The apprenticeship phase, which can take years, 5, 10, even more, isn't just about learning skills. It's about transforming your mind. You learn the rules of the game. You understand the nuances. You develop discipline. You overcome frustrations. And crucially, you gain tacit knowledge, the kind you can't get from books alone. Rushing this phase means you build your success on a weak foundation, prone to collapse under real pressure. This is a core part of developing real success habits, not just chasing quick wins.
So, we've identified a potential life task, and we're committed to the long game of apprenticeship. How does Greene suggest we navigate this learning phase effectively? Just putting in hours isn't always enough, right?
Right. It's about how you learn. Greene emphasizes deep, focused practice combined with relentless experimentation. You're not just repeating tasks. You're pushing your limits, analyzing failures, seeking feedback, even critical feedback, and constantly refining your approach. It's about moving beyond the basics and developing a unique style or angle within your field. This requires immense focus and the ability to ignore distractions, something we often talk about on Take and Grow.
So, the work on yourself here is about developing the mental toughness to stick with difficult practice and learn from mistakes, not just accumulate knowledge.
Precisely. Mastery isn't just about skill, it's about resilience and adaptability. But Greene adds another critical layer, perhaps his most famous and controversial: understanding and navigating social intelligence and power dynamics. You can be the most skilled person in the world, but if you don't understand human nature, you will be outmaneuvered, manipulated, or simply blocked by others.
Ah, so this is where concepts from the 48 Laws of Power might come in. Understanding how people really operate, not just how we wish they would.
Exactly. Greene is a realist. He argues that success requires understanding that people are driven by self-interest, emotions like envy, insecurity, ambition, and often wear masks. Ignoring this reality is naive and dangerous. Working on yourself includes developing social intelligence, learning to read people, understand their hidden motives, protect yourself from manipulation, and navigate social environments strategically.
That sounds a bit coy. Maybe on a level then it's better just to be authentic and hope for the best.
Greene wouldn't say don't be authentic, but rather understand the context in which you are operating. Unfiltered authenticity in a politically charged or competitive environment can be self-destructive. It's about being aware of the game being played. Observe more than you speak, understand the power dynamics in the room, learn to conceal your intentions when necessary. Master your emotions so others can't use them against you. This isn't about becoming manipulative yourself. It's about not being manipulated. It's a form of self-defense and strategic positioning.
Okay. Framed as self-defense and strategic awareness, that makes more sense. It's about understanding the reality of human interaction, the good and the bad, to navigate it effectively. It requires mastering your own mindset first so you don't get pulled into unnecessary drama or conflicts.
Absolutely. He stresses the importance of emotional regulation, not letting envy, anger, or frustration dictate your actions. A successful life requires a cool head and the ability to think long-term, even when provoked. This internal work, managing your own psychological landscape, is paramount.
This theme of realism seems central to Greene's idea of success. It's not just about positive thinking. It's about embracing reality, even the harsh parts.
Yes, Greene constantly pushes against wishful thinking. A successful life, in his view, requires acknowledging limitations, constraint, setbacks, and the darker aspects of human nature. You can't strategize effectively based on how you wish the world worked. You must base your strategy on how it actually works. This means facing uncomfortable truths about yourself, others, and the situations you're in.
That takes courage. It's easier to live in denial or blame external factors.
It takes immense courage, and that's part of the work on yourself. It involves developing objectivity, learning from failure without letting it crush you, and adapting your plans based on real-world feedback, not just hope. This ties into another key Greene principle, thinking with a long-term perspective.
Playing the long game like a chess master.
Exactly. Success, particularly mastery, is a marathon, not a sprint. Greene advises cultivating patience and thinking in terms of years and decades, not just days or weeks. This means resisting the urge for immediate gratification, making sacrifices now for larger payoffs later, and understanding that significant achievements take time to build. People who achieve lasting success often operate on timelines much longer than their peers. They're planting seeds while others are chasing quick harvests.
That's a huge challenge in our instant gratification culture. How do we cultivate that kind of patience?
It comes back to that deep connection with your life's task and the discipline built during the apprenticeship. When you're engaged in something that truly resonates with you and you understand the necessity of the process, patience becomes easier. It also involves developing what Greene might call an inner scorecard.
An inner scorecard? As opposed to looking for external validation?
Precisely. A successful life lived authentically requires defining success on your own terms and measuring yourself against your own potential and progress, not constantly comparing yourself to others or seeking applause. Focusing on your inner scorecard, am I learning? Am I improving? Am I living according to my values? Am I progressing towards my long-term goals? This provides a much more stable and fulfilling foundation for success. This is perhaps the ultimate form of working on yourself.
So, find your calling, embrace the long path of apprenticeship, develop deep skills, master social intelligence, face reality, think long term, and measure yourself by your own standards.
That's a powerful, comprehensive blueprint.
It is. It's not easy, and it requires continuous effort, constant work on yourself. But according to Greene, this is the path not just to external success, but to a life of depth, mastery, and true fulfillment. So here's Robert Greene's demanding yet profound vision for a successful life. Find your life's task. Reconnect with your unique primal inclinations. Embrace the apprenticeship. Submit to deep learning and skill acquisition over years. Master social intelligence, understand human nature, and navigate power dynamics strategically. Embrace reality, acknowledge constraints and uncomfortable truths. Think with a long-term perspective. Think in years and decades, not just moments. Develop an inner scorecard. Define and measure success internally.
It all comes back to that core idea: work on yourself. Success isn't something you find out there. It's something you build in here.
Beautifully put, Noah. This is the essence of Take and Grow, taking responsibility for your internal world to shape your external reality.
If this episode inspired you to think differently about success and commit to the deep work required, please hit that like button.
And if you're serious about building confidence, developing success habits, and truly mastering your mindset, subscribe to Take and Grow for more transformative content. Share this video with someone who needs this dose of realism and long-term strategy.
We'd love to hear from you. Which of Robert Greene's principles for a successful life resonates most with you, or feels like the biggest area you need to work on yourself? Let us know in the comments below.
Thanks for tuning in to Take and Grow. We'll see you in the next episode.